morning and welcome to another episode of Morning Java, brought to you as always by our friends at the Get Go Cafe and Market. We're right around the corner over there. They have the smokestack, and I remember what you think about the smokestack.
Yeah, the smokestack, you get the pulled pork sandwich. It's nice and smoked.
16
it's very
hours
shredded.
of slow smoke, and
Tremendous.
it's really good. I had one just yesterday. Let's talk about the Steelers and OTAs. And let's talk first, Dale, just about the defense in general, because I know your point of emphasis throughout this offseason has been takeaways. And as each one of these guys comes off of this field, they're talking about takeaways.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers only had 15 last year as a team. They had 8 interceptions. There's probably not a ton that you can do about fumbles. They're kind of random.
It's luck.
It's not a round ball. The ball is not going to bounce the same way every time. But takeaways and interceptions, you can do something about. You can catch the balls that you have an opportunity to catch, and you can get your hands on more balls.
Get your hand on it.
And that's, I think, the point of emphasis for the Steelers throughout this offseason. When you look at the guys that they have, they had a Steven Nelson. He had 4 interceptions last year for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's not a coincidence. That's what they're looking for out of that position.
Now, playing devil's advocate here, it's also a game now, football is, where your priority, and heaven knows it's been the priority of Mike Tomlin and Keith Butler, is to minimize splash. So it's fun for me and you to say, well, be more aggressive, go after the ball, whereas, the fans don't like the, what's the word I'm looking at, the Harvey Clayton approach.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Where you just tackle the catch, and that was the Dick LeBeau defense here. There's a line in there, isn't there?
There definitely is, and you have to find that line. If you look at the most successful defenses, they take the football away. And as good as the Steelers' defense was last year, and it actually was a top 10 defense, late in games they weren't able to get those takeaways, and that was the key. You have to find that happy balance, kind of like the smokestack sandwich.
Okay, all anybody really wants to know from these OTAs is how's Devin Bush look. Let's not pretend there's anything else going on here. We're not allowed to talk about what we see happening out here. But if we were, we would let you know that Devin Bush has actually been very, very dynamic. I think it's a good word.
I cannot officially tell you that he's batting down a lot of passes and getting his hands on a lot
or
of
that
balls.
he had a play that was really impressive down here in the goal line.
Can't tell you that did or did not happen.
Or off a Ben Roethlisberger pass that looked like it was.
Or that he is really settling in as calling the defense and those kind of things.
No.
The players are telling us that.
Yeah. We're not seeing that.
But the kid has been everything as advertised thus far. I was asked in my live chats yesterday, what are going to be the biggest camp battles? And they listed, the reader listed 4 or 5 of them. And the first one that he listed on there was the inside linebacker position.
No.
It's not going to be a battle.
No.
Devin Bush is everything that they could have hoped thus far. Obviously, we're not tackling it or anything out here. We're not tackling at all, actually.
But you're looking for maturity.
You want to see, you want to see
it.
And he does not look like a 20-year-old who looks like he doesn't belong out here. He looks like he belongs.
And there's a learning curve that does have to take place even at this phase, because the rookies, the guys that they just drafted, have to go into mini camp as prepared as they can be. So the eyes that were on Devin Bush in this setting, and the ears really, were going to be on how he prepared, how he absorbed. And what I liked about what Sean Davis told us after practice was that he's learning, but he's learning.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not just making mistakes; he's adjusting from them immediately.
Yeah,
that's what you want to see.
That's exactly what you want to see from a young guy like that, and he's only going to continue to get better. Maybe there'll be some growing pains at some point, but I think in the process, you're going to get a pretty good football player. You're going to get some high-level play out of him.
What's it mean for Mark Barron, though?
That means that he becomes more of a specialty type player. Maybe they find some packages that they can use him. And it doesn't mean it was a bad signing at all, because if they don't get Devin Bush, if they're unable to trade up,
look at your depth chart.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. One of the topics for the Steelers after practice today was something that Roger Goodell brought up in a chat, and I don't know where it came from, but he said that he's still interested in decreasing the preseason down to 2 games or 3 games or whatever.
Can't imagine why.
And increasing then the regular season. And I think, when the players hear that, they're here automatically. They're all in favor of shortening the preseason. But if you're going to increase the regular season to 18 games, they want more money.
They want more money, and they're also going to want other assurances, too. And when you're talking about the players union in any sport, one of the things that they always focus on as it relates to schedule is expanded rosters, because they want more players on the roster. They want more people making, more money.
More players. And you got 90 guys out here, and 37 of them aren't going to be around when the regular season rolls
Right.
around.
So Ramon Foster, who's the union rep, said after practice when he was asked about it, basically, we'll talk about anything. We'll talk about it, but let's be fair about it. Let's talk about a greater cut of the salary cap going to the players.
And that's going to be the first place they start with anything.
It's, in salary cap leagues, the discussion, they throw in all kinds of other this and that, and if we do this and if we do that, it always ends up coming down to the percentage of revenue that goes to the players, the percentage that goes to the owners. It's never more complicated than that.
No,
That's what Ramon was hinting at.
That's, when I first started in the business and I had to go cover a school board meeting of all things, and I'd never done so before. And when I got back, they said, look, it's all about the money. Did the taxes go up? Did the taxes go down? This is no different. It's
Right.
all about the money.
Everything else is window dressing. Are you in favor?
I would like, if you're going to play what essentially turns into 20 games, I would like as many of those 20 games to count and be meaningful as possible.
Because you're putting the players,
It's no less risky. The people who say Ben Roethlisberger needs to play more in the preseason. Well, if it were a regular season game, he would be out there.
Yeah.
But you have to balance that between him not getting hurt. It's just the way it is.
And we've seen it with the Steelers in the past where they've had major injuries. Remember David
Absolutely.
DeCastro going down on just a completely innocent play. I believe it was in Buffalo. That's a tough call. My stance on the regular season is it's just fine the way it is, but 4 preseason games, I'm sorry, is ridiculous.